4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
That's breaking news just in from Warren tonight. An investigation underway after a woman is found shot to death. In fact, police right now at this hour investigating 2 scenes, including one in East Point.
Tim Pamplin is on the scene with a night cam. Tim.
Warren police investigators arriving on the scene here on Shirley Street. That's the area of 10 Mile and Hayes, after a 20-year-old lady is killed, being told shot to death here at her home. I'm being told by neighbors that the young couple, 18 and 20-year-old, the 18-year-old male, 20-year-old female, moved into this neighborhood just a couple of months ago. Now, this stretch to East Point, take a look at this video. That white minivan you see there on the going on the flatbed. I'm being told the shooter was picked up in that vehicle over in East Point a short time after the shooting run came out. Warren police have him in custody. Now back here at the scene, evidence technicians going through the mailbox, looking through the bushes, looking for something, looking for clues as to what materialized here earlier this evening that left one 20-year-old dead and an 18-year-old in custody. That's the scene in Warren tonight with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
Okay, Tim. With the state giving the green light to recreational marijuana starting December 1st, today it issued the first license to a store in Ann Arbor, which in 11 days will be one of the only places in Metro Detroit able to sell recreational marijuana. Our Mara McDonald is live in Ann Arbor tonight. And Mara, are they ready?
I think, Kimberly, as ready as they will ever be. Exclusive is already a medical provisioning center. You're right, they got that first recreational state license. But these guys aren't just a storefront. They grow, they process, they extract, they create product, and yeah, they sell it too.
I don't know. I've never tried a CBD flower. I'd be open to trying that.
For a place that prides itself on its chill, the process to get here has been anything but.
It's been a journey. It's been nonstop. Our whole team has been fully dedicated to the industry from morning to night.
Voters approved recreational marijuana last year, but it has taken this long for the state to get the rules and framework in place. Exclusive anticipated what would be required and started working on this well over a year ago.
The recreational side, we had to develop a social equity plan. We had to look at all our processes, make sure that the right inventories are in place.
Because of their planning, financing, and execution, they are one of the few that will have recreational pot available December 1st. Not only do facilities need a state license to sell recreational pot, the municipality they are in needs to have opted in, and so far, most communities haven't yet, which is why when Exclusive opens its doors to the recreational buying public December 1st, expect long lines.
I don't know if we can prepare enough, but we're doing our best to prepare, and we're really excited to see how that's going to turn out.
Back here live, it's going to be all hands on deck here on December 1st. They anticipate having a lot of security here to make sure these lines run smooth and that people get what they want, get out, and don't have to sit here for hours. We're live in Ann Arbor tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
It's going to be quite a scene. All right, today, first-hand witnesses testifying they saw efforts by President Trump and his supporters to pressure Ukraine to investigate his political rivals. Then later in the afternoon, one witness amended the story he had told lawmakers behind closed doors.
I've learned many things that I did not know at the time of the events in question.
Former Special Envoy to Ukraine, Kurt Volker, flipping his script from his past testimony to House impeachment investigators. Now saying he realized Ukraine aid was in fact linked to a dirt for dollars scheme.
I opposed the hold on U.S. security assistance as soon as I learned about it on July 18th, and I thought we could turn it around before the Ukrainians ever knew or became alarmed about it.
Former National Security Council aide Tim Morrison testified that Vice President Pence did not mention investigations being the reason U.S. aid to Ukraine was held up during a meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky.
He represented his support for the aid. He represented the strong commitment of the United States to Ukraine, and he explained that President Trump, because this is after the Politico article had come out that made clear there was a hold.
This after a full day of testimony from Pence aide Jennifer Williams and National Security Council official Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman. President Trump again lashed out against the investigation.
You have a kangaroo court headed by Little Shifty Schiff, where we don't have lawyers, we don't have witnesses, we don't have anything, and yet I just got to watch and the Republicans are absolutely killing it. They are doing so well because it's a scam. It's a big scam.
We're 10 hours away from what could be a really climactic moment in all this. Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, perhaps the most pivotal witness in the impeachment inquiry, is set to testify tomorrow morning. And you can watch it live on Local 4. We'll also stream it on clickondetroit.com. It gets underway at 9 a.m.
2 Monroe officers are expected to be okay after being shot during a confrontation at an apartment complex. The officers were responding to a call at the Washington Arms Apartments. That's where a 40-year-old tenant allegedly got into a fight with a maintenance worker. While on the scene, 2 officers were shot by the tenant before returning fire. The 40-year-old man was taken to the hospital for surgery. 2 people are in custody in connection to the deadly shooting of a 20-year-old student athlete. Cabria Arnold, a softball player for U of M Dearborn, was found shot to death last weekend following her shift at Meyer. Detroit police say a 24-year-old woman and 28-year-old man are in custody, and they believe the man was Arnold's former boyfriend. Charges could be filed as early as tomorrow.
Meanwhile, a jury finding a Lansing man guilty in the axe murder of his girlfriend's husband. Took the jury only 3 hours to find Jacob Fisher guilty of first-degree murder. His attorneys were seeking the lesser charge of manslaughter, claiming the crime was an act of passion. Prosecutors say he planned the murder. Fisher now awaits sentencing. Developing tonight in West Michigan, a father and his teenage son are in the hospital after their home exploded. It happened near Muskegon. Police said the 2 were in the basement when the house blew up. They were pulled from the rubble, and both are expected to survive it. They continue to look into what caused it, though investigators say thus far it does not appear to be suspicious in nature.
Detroit police searching for a man wanted in connection with a robbery on the city's west side. Over the weekend, the man entered a restaurant on West Grand Boulevard. After finishing his meal, he walks back up to the cashier and demands money before walking out with that cash. Take a good look there. Anybody with information is asked to call Detroit police.
Mayor Duggan is going to have to decide now what's next for the city's demolition program after the city council rejects his bond proposal. $250 million proposal would have used that money to tear down thousands more homes in Detroit through 2025. The city council, though, voted 6-3 against putting that proposal on the March 2020 ballot. Councilmember Mary Sheffield has been among the most outspoken critics about the problems plaguing the city's demolition program, and she was one of the council members who voted down the plan.
To allocate over $500 million to just tearing down homes, but you're not addressing what is causing the blight in our community is a problem for me.
I didn't hear any council member say it wasn't important to get blight out of our neighborhoods. What we need is a plan that the mayor and council can both agree on, and I'm committed to working with council members on that.
Yeah, it's not exactly over. There is a chance City Council could vote on the proposal again next week. Council members have a 4 p.m. Monday deadline to file a motion to force another vote. And tomorrow, officials from both Wayne County and Grosse Ile are going to meet as residents continue to deal with those awful commutes trying to get on and off the island.
Yeah, it's been a mess. Last Wednesday, the Free Bridge was forced to shut down for emergency repairs. Ever since, drivers say they've been dealing with delays of up to 1 hour. Wayne County officials hope to release a timetable on when the bridge can reopen sometime this week. Still ahead, controversial technology could soon be coming into neighborhoods.
What Amazon just revealed about using facial recognition in doorbell cameras.
Teen dating is a source of much concern for parents ahead. What a new study is revealing about the impact dating or not dating may have on teenagers. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Kim, another commute and another round of fog. Temperatures around freezing in the morning, won't quite get to 40 by lunch. The question is, can we get back to the 50s and sunshine we saw earlier in the week? We'll answer that next.
A father and son hunting trip could have turned deadly, but wait until you see how this 16-year-old jumped into action.
Students learn math, science, and reading, but can schools also teach kids to be kind?
It's fundamentally no different than learning how to play the violin or learning to do sports.
What researchers found when schools adopted a kindness curriculum and simple tricks you can do with your own kids. Tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Tomorrow starting at 5, a clash over carbon monoxide.
I have a 1-year-old and an unborn child. It's very, very scary.
This local mom felt unheard.
I feel like we're kind of like looked down upon because we are low income.
So Help Me Hank is coming to her rescue.
Nobody wants to stay in an apartment that could be a potential hazard.
And that's just the beginning.
It's a day of Help Me Hank rescues and a Help Me Hank phone bank. See how I could help you.
Tomorrow on Local 4 News starting at 5.